Let's discuss direct materials variances. Here's our example, MCR Manufacturing. Here's their data. Their standard, which is 5 pounds of direct materials, are required per unit at $3.20 per pound. That's basically what they expect. Their actual was 104,000 pounds were used to produce 20,000 units. Actual material cost was $3.15 per pound. We're going to analyze this using standards and variances. And to calculate the variances, let's go into the formula. The formulas will help us determine the different types of variances for direct materials. Remember that materials deals with the price and quantity. With that said, the first formula is for direct materials price variance. You're going to take the actual price per unit minus the standard price per unit and multiply that by the actual quantity used, or AP minus SP times AQ used, if you'd like to abbreviate it. The next type of variance we have is the direct materials quantity variance. That's actual quantity used minus the standard quantity used times the standard rate per unit, or AQ used minus SQ times SP per unit. Now, the last formula is for total direct materials variances, and all you're going to do there is combine the direct materials price variance with the direct material quantity variance. Now that you have your formulas, we can calculate some variances. The first one we'll do is the direct materials price variance. Remember, we're talking about materials, so we're concerned about the price, or the price we expect to pay, and what we actually paid for. So that, remember, that's the AP minus SP times AQ used. In this example, our actual price was $315. Our standard price that we expected to pay was $3.20. I'm going to multiply that by 104,000 pounds. Keep in mind, the important thing here is to compare the $3.15 to the $3.20. Your actual you paid was $3.15 when you were expecting to pay $3.20. So that's actually a favorable thing, because you paid cheaper than what you expected. Then you want to take the absolute value between the two. So we'll have 5 cents times 104,000 pounds. You'll get $5,200. That is a favorable amount, because again, you paid cheaper than what you expected. So with all these answers, you have to not only put the value down, but also state whether they're favorable or unfavorable. Next, let's calculate the DM quantity variance. That's the AQ used minus the standard quantity used times the standard price per unit. Here we're concerned about how much we got in respect to quantity. In this example, we used up 104,000 pounds when we expected to use 100,000 pounds. The standard price per unit is $3.20. Again, you're going to compare what's in the parentheses, the 104,000 pounds and the 100,000 pounds. Here, the actual quantity used was a lot more than what we expected to use. Is this a good or bad thing? This is a bad thing, so this will be an unfavorable result, because we expected to use a certain amount, but we used way too much. You want to also take the absolute value, which is 4,000. You're going to multiply that by $3.20, and then you equal $12,800. And again, that's unfavorable because we used more than what we expected. You now have your direct materials price variance and your direct materials quantity variance. Your next step is to total both the variances, or combine them, and that will give or result in your total direct materials variance. Alright, so our direct materials price variance was a favorable $5,200. Our direct materials quantity variance is a unfavorable $12,800. Notice one is favorable and one is unfavorable. So what you're going to do is net the two. In other words, if they're different, then subtract. If they're the same, then add. Here it's different. One is favorable and one is unfavorable. That will result in a $7,600 unfavorable amount. Now management has a overview on how they're doing in respect to materials when manufacturing their product. If they don't like that 7,600 unfavorable amount, they can drill down and see what's going on. Maybe it's their price that they're getting their materials for, or the quantity that they're using when producing their product. One of the two. They could always drill down and see what's going on in respect to why they're not meeting standards or why they're going beyond their standards.